Hello, Seka. You're gonna ask me something, and I'm gonna have to make a giant video about this, aren't I? Well, Seka, I was looking at the most recent Keqing banner, and I was thinking as a free-to-play player, I really need C1 Bennett. No. Honestly, it's probably only gonna take me about 3 summons. No! Clearly, I think it's the best choice, because I'm free to play, and I'll get it no problem. Actually, yes. Actually, yeah. You should summon, British Seka. You should summon. Yeah, go for it. Have fun. I believe I will. Tell me how it goes. Yo, what's going on, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing you another Genshin Impact video. For this one, we're going over the Keqing banner and if you should summon or not, based on the current characters on the banner. And there are 3 types of players, of course, that should be pulling on this banner 100%. And I'll be going over those characters, these kinds of players in the video. Let's go and jump into it. All right, guys. So currently, there is 1 day and 8 hours remaining on the Zhao banner. And because there's so little time, the weapon banner, by the way, is gonna have another week on it. So just know that you do have some time between weapon banners to get the weapon if you did not get it already, if you already have Zhao, so you have time. But the one after this is most likely Hu Tao, but the one that's gonna be coming out tomorrow or the next day, whatever you may be, is gonna be for Keqing. So if you like to Kek W, like all the people in Twitch chat right now that should be Kek Wing, if you want to pull for Keqing, Kek W is the current worst main DPS 5-star character in the game for, let me finish, free-to-play players on an electro-based build. On a physical build, though, it's pretty cool. So if you're free to play, go Fizz, don't go Electro. I have an entire excerpt as to why, but basically, if you're free to play, don't build Electro. That shit is tough. Unless you got yourself a Jade Cutter and then you're like, yeah, I'm in, buddy, let's go. If you got a Jade Cutter, then you're set. All right. By the way, a black sword comes out of the battle pass and is not free to play. Only thing I gotta say about Keqing is that if you want to build for your waifu, there are 3 different kinds of players that should be pulling on this banner 100%. So there are 3 types of players that should be pulling for Keqing. Number 1 player is a must pull for you. Keqing is your waifu, and you gotta pull for the waifu. This, if you like this, and you like the laser sword action, and you're a player that constantly looks from this angle of the game and does 1-2 all the time, then this is a must summon banner for you. However, if you are not one of those players, there is another type of player this is a must summon banner on. The second type of player that this is a must summon banner on is if you open your character box and Bennett is currently not filled in with color and it looks like the Sucrose over here, then you should probably pull for Bennett. I'm just saying. But only if it's this grayed out black scale color. Okay? This one right here, this character. Okay. Should you pull for Ning? We'll go into that. But that's the second kind of player that should be pulling for it. The people, first off, the people who love this, and the second type, the players that are missing Bennett. Now the third type of people that should be pulling on the Keqing banner, and this is the last one, are the people that are straight up and they're like, just, okay? If that's you, and if you're just a friggin' wallet warrior, and Keqing is your waifu, and you want them constellations to make her super juicy, then yes, this is a must summon banner for you. For everyone else, no. No. Stop it. I know, Keqing, it's really sad. I know, you're sad about it too. So let's go into constellations for Keqing. You're never gonna get this because you're free to play and watching this video. Trash, it's okay. That one's pretty freaking good, and that one's incredible. But only for electro builds. Everything else, trash. Okay, let's go into Bennett. Seka, I really want C1 Bennett. No. 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 Bad panda. All right, so Don't be a normie Sekka. The reason you don't want C1 Bennett is because C1 Bennett is a very overhyped constellation. The reason it's overhyped is because the duration of time that you're going to be up with C1 on your Bennett or getting a heal and damage boost at the same time is probably about half a second. Unless you're using an HP based character like Zhongli or Hu Tao. For both of those characters, it's different. If you're talking about Zhongli, you might be too low on that, and C1 could be wonderful for you. However, for Hu Tao, you don't even want to use Bennett with Hu Tao because she'll just boost your HP too high, and then you won't get the damage boost because her ulti is based on being low HP. So Bennett does not go burr with Hu Tao. Last part about C1 Bennett is that you gain an additional 20% of Bennett's base attack. Essentially, what this is, if we go into Bennett talents right now, and you look at any Bennett talent, that's basically getting like 3 talent levels on your ulti for damage. It's basically the C1 and the C5 are like the same. They're almost exactly the same as far as what you would get out of it for a damage boost. It's like 3 talent levels there. It's pretty good. That's the only thing. But if your damage is already Pepega and your base attack is Pepega and you're not using a 5-star weapon, it doesn't freaking matter. It's gonna be like this much damage increase, okay? You're not gonna see damage that's gonna go over the moon. You're not gonna boost your damage so high that you're gonna be blowing your freaking mind, okay? It's nothing like that. It's gonna be good, but it's not that good. It's definitely not needed, okay? You do not need Constellation 1. It's a good damage boost, but you don't need it. Constellation 2 gives energy boost, which is nice. C4 is just for Shoryuken plays, so if you want to, like, you hold the E and then you come up, and then at the top of that thing you can come down. That one's pretty good too. It's just for fun. C6 is for mad lads that build into Shinchu and want to go with a pyro build. This I really want though. C6 Bennett, by the way, gets overwrites all other types of buff except for Zhao and I believe Child. So don't go to the C6 unless you're really boosting into a Shinchu style build and you don't like melt comps and you like vaporize comps a lot better. Moving on from that character, Barbara. C1 trash, C2 trash, C3 trash, C4 trash, C5 trash, C6 trash. Moving on for past Barbara, that's basically how Barbara works. Now let's go into the last character, Ning. Okay? So Ningguang is the last character that people want to talk about, and is she good? C1 is massively overhyped, is not necessary unless you have a grouping mechanic. You do not need this. It does not boost your damage so heavily that you're going to see a massive boost in damage. Especially with the new changes to Abyss for floor 12, you are not going to see a huge bump in damage for your Ning. Don't even consider C1 if you're thinking about getting it. C2 is a really cool thing for rotations. It's decent in co-op, so it can definitely help you out a lot for your damage. It is a very, very nice constellation. C4 does not help you at all, and C6 is poggers. But all these just improve damage. You do not need any constellations for Ning to be a really good DPS. C2 is the only thing where you can actually feel a massive change in the character, but beyond that, you don't see it. I would not summon on this banner for Ningguang dupes, especially if you're just like trying to like maximize her. The only thing that you should summon on this banner for, being serious, is if you're missing Bennett. That's the only type of people that should be pulling on this as free to play. Everyone else should be skipping because this is an intermediate banner that you should be waiting on. The banner, if you didn't know this, the banner rotations have switched into instead of every 3 weeks to every 2 weeks, so they can fit in a banner in the middle. Most likely there's going to be another banner next month that's going to be very similar to the Keqing banner that's going to fit right after one of the character banners. And if you wanted to summon for Hu Tao, or if you're skipping for Hu Tao, there could be other characters that you wanted that are going to be on repeat banners going forward. The only caveat that I'm going to go over for the Keqing banner for all players, which is really interesting, is that the repeat character banners like the Keqing banner are very different than the other banners, because now one of the legacy 5-star characters, Keqing, Jean, Chi-Chi, Diluc, and Jean and Mona, sorry, of the 6, not the 5. One of the legacy characters is being taken out. So that means the other 5 have a much higher chance of being pulled on this banner versus any other banner in the game. So if you wanted to pull a lot of legacy 5-stars, if you're a Megalodon whale, this is probably one of the better times for you to get the other characters as well. So that is a good banner for you if your wallet is so big that you're a Prince of Dubai. Is there anything else you guys want me to go over for this video, by the way? Can you name a positive thing about Barbara? No. All right, guys. My name is Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. In all seriousness, there might be a Venti rerun at some point pretty soon. Just know that that may come in like 1.4 or something like that. My thought is that rerun banners should come in about 6 months after the original banner came out. So just know Venti, Klee, Child, and Zhongli will probably have banners at some point going forward, probably in order, because that'll be 6 months after the original banner. That makes the most sense to me. So that's where I think they would be coming out for rerun banners. So just look at when the banner dates originally came out and dig 6 months past that point, and that's probably where they'll lie. There might be like a double banner though, with Venti and Klee on 1 month, and then have like a Child and Zhongli on another month. That could potentially happen as well. That makes sense to me as well. So those things could happen. But that's going to be doing this for the video. My name's Sekapoko again. Like, subscribe, all the fun stuff. And yes, have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.